Guys, what are we going to look at? We are going to look at 5 knives that are science fiction-esque enough that they look like they belong in a sci-fi movie. It was going to be 4, and then PDM snuck one in, and to tell you the truth, I'm reshooting this because he couldn't argue. He put it on the table and snuck away, and he's right, it belongs in a movie. So, you guys know what time it is. Turn down the volume. Here comes a little bit of music, and then we're going to look at it from above. Guys, I went through everything here at the house. This was a thought that I had because one of these knives really exemplifies it, and I thought this would kind of be a cool video. So I picked out 4 knives that I think would look like they belong at home in a sci-fi movie because of the aesthetics or the design or something like that. So let's go ahead and crack into this, and let's start with the one I think is the one that inspired this video. Let's go ahead and get that started. The first knife is the RATI XO, and I mean, just kind of look at it. It looks science fiction-esque. It's got a sheath that you can put on your belt that puts it in a position where it looks like something that a future paratrooper, or like if you watch Starship Troopers, drop troopers, they'd be falling out of the sky. It is a gravity knife. It's really cool, but I mean, it has a very future-esque aesthetic. It looks like something that Jane would carry in Firefly. And it's on top of it, it's just really cool. It has a very unique aesthetic that I dig. This whole really square shape you would think is kind of uncomfortable, but it's not. And like I said, that looks like something out of a space movie. It's really, really cool. And the fact it is that flashy and showy, it just kind of shows that vibe like you would expect. You would expect this in like a Doom movie or Halo or one of those future-esque movies. Now, this is a very, very well-made knife. This is not something that's just kitsch or something that is just there for show. This is a very well-made knife with a very functional blade shape. It is surprisingly comfortable in hand, to use and deploy. It does have a lot of limitations, and like I like to say when I talk about switchblades or gravity knives, check the legalities of where you live and see if this is something you're even allowed to have. But a lot of fun, really cool. It's got a lot of contrast and angles to it that just scream sci-fi to me. So these things are kind of hard to come by. I would recommend, if you're looking for one of these, that you try to go to Crane's Cutlery and see if Crane's Cutlery has them. They would be my preferred vendor. That's who I got it from at Blade Show West. So there you go, guys. Number 1, the RATI XO gravity knife. Guys, I apologize if you hear any background noise. I've said it in a couple videos. My wife and daughter are both home for the next couple weeks. My wife works for the school district and my daughter is a student, so it is spring break. So this next knife is my Fairforge Master Blaster Maker's Choice that my friends purchased for me. This thing, I mean, look at it. It looks like something that would be made of xenomorph armor or something like that. Like, oh, this, I'm just picturing like the way it's in the script is it's made from the scale of a xenomorph, like a young xenomorph that someone caught, and they just used the spine as the scale. But really futuristic looking, awesome, all hand engraved on this one. This thing was hand carved with a Dremel by my friend Elliot Williamson over at Fairforge Knife Works, all hand worked. This is 100% American made knife. Before anybody asks, but it has a very aggressive look to it, to the blade. If you look at it, it looks like a predatory animal. It is a super comfortable knife. I love this knife. This is one of my all-time favorite knives I've ever owned. It was a gift, very thoughtful gift from a couple of very good friends. But just aesthetically, this looks like something that someone in an Aliens movie would pull out and have and be like, I got you. I'm carrying this knife that I made from from one of your relatives, but it is awesomely cool. And I think it just kind of exemplifies what I'm saying in this video is there are some knives that just by the sheer way they look, they would wind up being in a movie. A lot of knives get put in movies just because of the way they look. But this is a super functional knife. Love this knife. Really great Warncliffe and 20 CV. As you can see, it gets used a lot. I keep bumping the tripod. Sorry, guys. It gets used a lot, but super, super quality knife. So there you go, guys. There's number 2, my Fairforge Master Blaster. Oh, he walked away and left this unattended. Well, right before he gets back, I got to do something. Hey, he's going to forget about this one. He's going to forget about this one. Let me make a note real quick. Hey, Mike, you missed one. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's put that there. And then see what he says when he comes back. Man, PDM's been out. See, I just went to go fill my coffee cup up, warm up my coffee a little bit. He came back. Hey, there is no A in Mike, PDM. Why are your E's all backwards? What is this? Well, you know what? I forgot about this one. He's not wrong. Let's go ahead and do this one. Yeah, this is the Gilhibben double. What is this? The double dragon. Double shadow. This is the Gilhibben double shadow in Hellfire Damascus. That's what they sold it as. This is a cool knife. Actually, I forget about this. It sits on a shelf and sometimes I forget about it. This was a gift from PDM. So you got a really, this thing is heavy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. You have a really futuristic look here. This, I don't know if it would be sci-fi so much as more like, what would you call like sword and sorcerer kind of style knife, but this thing is really futuristic looking. I could see this being something that would be in a space movie, like a space opera. Really, really cool knife. It's done in, it's just a colored Damascus of some sort. I don't know what the treatment is on this. This is just a simple little fantasy knife that PDM bought me with points on knifecenter.com. But yeah, this is something that would really be at home in a sci-fi movie. I could see this being, like I said about the other one, I could see this being something that Jane would carry in Firefly, you know, the over the top kind of dagger, things like that, or having, you know, you could see this having like a tritium vial in here in a movie or here, so you'd have some glow. This is a really cool knife. It's something I had always wanted, and when we saw it on. Because, you know, we're pretty much the same person. When we saw it on Knife Center and realized we had enough points, it's something I've always wanted, and now it was an affordable option. So there you go. Guys, there is your additional extra one, the Gilhibben Double Shadow in Hellfire Damascus. Back to the one that was on the table before I left to get coffee, and PDM decided to mess with my setup. But I have to say, he was not wrong. This is my Heretic Knives Medusa. That is, it's an automatic, but the reason this is in here is because every time I look at this, all I can think of is the video game. What happened? My phone stopped recording. All I can think of when I see this is the video game Deep Space, where the main character wears that suit and the spine of the suit kind of looks like this. But it does, everything about it kind of just screams sci-fi. It's got a really unique blade shape. It's not such a unique blade shape. It is a very cool blade shape. It's a recurve Tonto. It's got that unique pocket clip that also is kind of futuristic looking, but just looking at it, it is awesome. And I love this knife. This was a gift from one of my paying members, Alex Io. He sent this to me along with another knife that would have been here if I hadn't sent it to Cole, which was my Olamic 247 Sheepscliff, because it has a really unique science fiction sci-fi-esque look to it. But this thing is awesome. It is an auto. You can hear it snap, that action. Listen to that. All of the Heretic knives, a lot like Protect knives, have got some really, really strong action. But this is a very attractive knife. It's 2-color Cerakote that has been all cracked, and I wish I would remember to silence those notifications. So yeah, it just kind of looks like it would be at home in a sci-fi movie. Looks like something a bad guy would carry and use in a sci-fi, you know, space opera kind of thing. So it's got a lot of really cool lines. And like I said, now I'm going to have to go play Deep Space, because when I was doing this, I was like, oh yeah, I want to play Deep Space again. So really, really cool, awesome knife. So there is your number, I guess, 4 now. So there is going to be 5 because PDM jumped in on this. So the Heretic Knives Medusa. So this last one, I know you guys are seeing this again, but it really falls into this category, is the 940 that I had come in from Daniel. This is a Reblade by Transparent Knives, but it really has got some very alien style lines to it. This would be something I could see in any science fiction movie as a side weapon for like a trooper or something like that. You know, there's a lot of knives that wind up getting put in as props just based on the way they look. The cool thing about this one is this is a custom-made Reblade. Transparent Knives is doing a great job with his grinds and stuff. They're coming out awesome. Super, super thin. And it takes the 940 and makes it into a completely different knife. I have not done a lot of cutting with this. It does need sharpened. I think this needs a sharpening before I do a lot of talking about it. And the action on it is really stiff. But overall lines that you get from this Reblade on this makes this look like a completely different knife. And it definitely makes it look futuristic, spaceship-esque. And I dig it. So not a lot to say on this one, guys. I'm going to turn this around. We're going to do some final thoughts and get you out of here. Thank you very much, PDM, for adding that one in there that I keep forgetting about that we even have. So, all right, guys, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts. So, you know, I had to keep this in because PDM's not wrong. This does look like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. And, you know, I like it. So he's not always wrong. Guys, that's it on this one. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if I don't know what you don't like. That's if you give it a thumbs down. But give it a comment anyway. Because if you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. One of the best ways to help the channel is to interact with it. If you want to get all of my content delivered to you and get notifications, you got to hit that bell icon and hit all, but you also have to turn on notification on your devices or you will still not get notifications. If you want to support the channel financially, it's as simple as going down into the description below and finding one of the 3 ways I've got listed. I have a membership that gets you a lot of different benefits. I have a gilded server where we all chat, and that's exclusively for all members. Everyone has, all the members have access to that. I allow you guys to save $5 per knife on my sharpening service, so there's another benefit. I have tiered content where you get exclusive content, and the premium tier guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series that I've built for them where I walk down the steps of how I sharpen a knife and stuff I use. Other ways, I have affiliate links down below. Some of these knives, if I can find them, will be in the affiliate links down below. If not, you can always look them up. But I have a ton of other affiliate links down below that get you in EDC, recommended EDC, sharpening stones, things like that. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I just get a little bit of it at checkout. The final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. I've set up a coupon code that works anywhere on Ember Shirt Co. That coupon code is CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp. Saves you 10% at checkout. And if you send me a picture of you wearing my merchandise, I will put it in a video. Guys, I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. It makes it easier to moderate the channel. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you in the next video.